So the Fijians then are the plate winners, and this now, the next match, the second last game, is Samoa up against Argentina, the playoff for third place. So the top 4 teams for the next 2 matches will be on display. Samoa have, well, it's not a slender lead, but a close enough lead over Argentina historically. And the last time they met here in Port Elizabeth, of course, now, yesterday, Samoa lost 19-26 to Argentina. So Argentina will fancy their opportunities in this game, but we know that the Samoans have grown in stature as this competition has gone on, and they've actually provided some outstanding rugby, in particular against the Fijians, their Pacific neighbours. So those are the combinations. Then Ropina Lavasa captaining the Samoan team, and it's pretty much their strongest combination that they're putting out there, as are Argentina. Good to see that Nicholas Brozzoni is captaining the side, and he will be on the field. It looked like he sustained quite a heavy cut to the eyebrow in the last match. Look out as well for Cipossoni and Di Vincenzi, 2 big fellows that can certainly keep the Samoans busy. So Kelsey from Kempton Primary School will be our mascot, bringing out the ball. And a nice occasion for her, isn't it? Sevens is very much a ladies' game as it is a men's game. And of course the women's circuit on the IRB, there are 5 tournaments. Last week it was in Dubai, and then there's another 4 tournaments, including one in Sao Paulo, which of course is in Brazil, and which will host the Olympics in 2016, when rugby sevens in the men and women form will be happening there. So there's a little bit of a wait for the Argentine team to come. There's Nicholas Brozzoni, head bandaged after that knock that he took. And Kelsey runs out. What an occasion for her. She'll drop the ball on the mid-spot, and out will come the teams. Now there's no trophy to be played for in the 3rd and 4th place, but they're critical points that both teams will play for.
Show us the points table at all.
So the winning team gets 22 points for winning this competition. That's of course the cup competition, and then it works its way down to the very last team that gets a single point. And it's actually there we go. That's exactly what I was talking about. So the runners-up get 19, but 3rd and 4th place are playing for 17 and 15 points respectively. And then it works its way all down. So 16 teams are all able to collect some other point or points. Bob, 2 mouth-watering matches we've got here.
Absolutely magic. You know, it's so fantastic to have the Blitzboker in the final in their home tournament. But at the same time, this is a mouth-watering prospect, because both of these sides have been very hard to beat when they've played. They've also given away a couple of small mistakes, and they'll be disappointed, so they want to prove themselves in this match.
Well, there were only about 7 or 8 points between them in the match that they played in this tournament. And Argentina are always up for the fight too. And they start pretty well there with plenty of men around the ball. Now it's turned over, Samoa. This is where this team can be dangerous. They were quite disappointing as defending champions in Dubai, but I think they'll be happy with this tournament. That man who's just passed the ball, Tupou, is a vital ingredient of this team.
No clear release. No clear release.
And one thing they've done too is they've spread the try scoring. Soe Alo's got 5. We've got 4 in one match, in fact. So it's been a real team effort from the men in blue. There is Soe Alo. That's good play from him. Could he get another little pop pass to Afamai?
That's a good steal. Right on the ground there. Well done by Lucas Di Vincenzi. He's been so good as an attacking defender. Did very well there. Brozzoni is a little playmaker.
So the kick out there from Gaston Revol. Let's have a look at this.
Watch this, that's the one missed tackle. There's Brazzoni, he eventually pulled him down, and it was the good tackle here, but look. De Vincenzi throws the man to the ground and grabs the ball. Good work from him. Brazzoni will throw in.
And along with De Vincenzi, of course, is Chapastoni. They also a big fellow to help compete at the breakdown point. But that ball was not in straight. It's a little bit breezy here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in Port Elizabeth. Players will be used to playing in all sorts of conditions. The playing surface has been absolutely beautiful. There's been no rain, but yes, Brazzoni might have taken another smack on the head.
Well, Brazzoni's going to struggle here. You know, I mean, you can actually see the swelled up thing on his eye. This is a little cut on his mouth. Isn't he a warrior? He had definitely got a couple of stitches above his eye. He's got a bump below his eye, and now he's got a cut on the mouth. And looks as if it's leaking there, and he's apologizing to the others. And
Well,
the roar that you hear is because these men are coming out to warm up. The Blitzboker.
I think for a minute Nicholas Brazzoni was thinking that they were actually cheering him for being such a warrior. Afamai out to Tupo. The long pass out from Tulola. They actually love flicking the ball around Samoa. Fairly flat position there, right across the field, using the width as much as they can. Good work there from Lialoa. Afamai. Long pass out. Sorry, that was Afamai. He has Tupo. Sowialo. Just probing, they are the Samoans, just probing until they find some space. But it's been turned over. He has a real chance here for Samoa if they work it properly. You don't want to be caught in a street fight with the Samoans.
Absolutely not. They're very physical, well known for powerful tackles. What they've lifted in sevens is their speed, their up and out speed, and they're missing Passamino and those kind of guys, but they've got Soyalo.
And a couple of others. Here's another one. Another chance for them. Is this going to be a try? Yes, it is. It's Lialolo.
Well, Lialolo did it, but it was Levi Asifa Amatara who made the original break. He was the man with the step and the lovely offload. There he is, the number 3 on his back, and look at that. He just stepped it into it, and then, oh my goodness. That was a clash with the upright. I didn't see the number because the guy was blocked off by the padding around the uprights, but a flailing dive went and the player flew into the rugby pole. I remember at school, our head boy, we were playing touch rugby, and he took an outside gap and hit the upright, split his whole head open. Peripheral vision was a problem after that.
It wasn't known in those days, maybe. What's peripheral vision?
Yeah, exactly.
Be on the lookout. So the ball, I thought it maybe bounced in favor of Argentina, but they'll come back. It'll be a Samoan put in the scrum. So Argentina just struggling to get out of their half of the field. With Santiago Gomes Corda, 230 tries he scored in the history of sevens rugby. It's the most ever, and 10 more than Ben Gollings, the great Ben Gollings from England. South Africa's own Fabian Juries also on 179. Afamai, just a little flick of the hand, very neat. Oh. Tina Lavasa somewhat squashed in there, but he's got a penalty.
Right.
Well, a little bit of pushing and shoving. The guys have still got some energy for some handbag stuff. This very, very tiring tournament. So Samoa are going to probe for the corner flag with a kick. and then hope to win the line out and make something of that.
It hasn't gone quite as deep as they would like. Alatasi Tupo has been a serious contributor for Samoa. He scores tries, he's very good defensively, nice and organized, and he's a good communicator.
Yeah, he was on my short list that I was just writing down last night for a man of the tournament. And there he comes now. Brilliant little step from him. There's the pass, and can they get it? Oh dear, Tupo started going backwards, then he came back in again. But it's chance here for Argentina.
No advantage, first enough.
Well, that was all the way down deep into Argentinian territory, and a tremendous cover tackle. Well, two players were involved in cover tackling there, and Iago Palma was one of them, and the chase was then cut off and stopped, and it was a little forward pass from Samoa, which now means at the end of the first half, Argentina are going to have the ball in their own territory.
Well, it's happening as you called it, Bob. It's going to be a tight encounter. There's just 7 points in it, just the one try that's been scored. And that ball hoofed it a touch, so halftime will come with those fellows. No points on the board for them as of yet. And Samoa, courtesy of that try from Lialolo. Playing for 17 points, these two teams. The other team will get 15 that they will carry into the World Series. Oh, there we go. We used to call it LBW Bowl Proctor. So the teams have done their little bit. They've got into the huddle. There's 7 minutes of rugby left for these two teams in the HSBC Sevens World Series event here in Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Now, can Argentina get some early points and put pressure on Samoa? Well, they're going to come back again. I'm not too sure why. Didn't the referee blow his whistle? Yep. Didn't blow time on yet.
So they'll go back. There'll be no effect on the game. They'll start again. The 7 minutes. It was just that time on hasn't been indicated. Now it has.
So does Gaston Revol go quite deep again? No, it's a flat one this time.
Played by blue.
This is Martin Chipasoni. Well, just absolutely thumped Tupo down. I just wonder if that would look very much like a headbutt, but anyway, here they come. The Revol over the top. And then held back there by...
Well, we're going to have a look at this again. I'm not quite sure if it can be, but this is... Oh my goodness, it looks like a headbutt by Chipasoni. I don't think it was...
That was not his intent.
Yeah, I don't think it was his intent, because he's got his hand up there, but he definitely was leading with his head. Tupo was surprised very much by that. It looks like something out of WWF.
Well, it's 110 kilograms coming at you.
Fine.
No, he's back on his feet, his Tupo. They've been him tough on the islands. Alfamai under pressure at the scrum. Those big fellows in the Argentine scrum are making it difficult for them. Then we only have an average of just over 3 scrums per match. Here's Tulala. Cross from Tupo. Now they've opened up a little bit of space. Argentina got a man down at the moment. So they one short against this attack. Somehow they've managed to take it away. They're attacking with one short at the moment. I think it might be Axel Muller who's down. We'll pick that up just now.
Stay up, please, number 3. Stay on your feet.
And Brazzoni hasn't looked up to see that his man's actually down at the moment. Might have been worth Argentine's interest to just slow the game down, just make sure they can get their man back into play. They need 7 against 7. At the moment it's 6 against 7.
Release, please.
Maybe Brazzoni feels they've got momentum.
Put it down. Clear release for both tackles.
Yeah, no clear release there from Argentina, and I mean from Samoa. For Argentina goes the penalty. It looks like a possible dislocation of the shoulder here. We'll have a look. Right shoulder. Oh, he landed and looked very uncomfortable, didn't he? Wow. Look at his right shoulder as he tries to flick it back there. And it just looks like it almost pops out. And Tuololo was away. Yeah, that's a very awkward angle. He's already...
They're going to take him off.
So they're going to get him off the field, and he'll have to be replaced.
He'd just come onto the park too as a replacement, Axel Muller. Well, that's a sad end for him. The next tournament is in Las Vegas at the end of January, so he'll want to be ready for that. In the meanwhile, Argentina bring on Agustin Cortez, and they've decided that Revon will kick for territory towards the corner flag. It's actually a brilliant kick, this. Back for a two-par. He's under all sorts of pressure. Argentina, now they've got a lot of strength up front, so they want to use it at those breakdown points in the lineouts, even when they have a scrum. Use the physical side of things. Yeah, they come again. It's a pretty poor pass, though. Chance for Samoa with a kick downfield from Lavasa. Still no points for Argentina in this game as of yet.
Well, they have it taken a quick line out of Argentina, and they're playing on.
There's a lot of medical men around to take care there of Axel Muller. But here's the first chance. Here it comes. Eventually, Diego Palma finds a gap. And the Argentine are on the board. The conversion should be a formality, and it's locked then at 7-all. Lovely run here from Diego Palma. His father, Jose, played for Argentina in the 1980s.
Well, it was a fantastic little slip inside from Palma, avoiding two players and tying up the scores. Lamiga Celesele is on the field.
A strong pair of calves there, Celesele. Great athletes, the Pacific Islanders. Again, using the width of the field. Tulolo. Some good stepping. For my quarter in possession. Out there from Celesele. Here's the playmaker, Tupou. Change of direction for Sowialo. He's done really neatly. And there's the little grubber kick through. Chasing back is Santiago Alvarez. That's good pressure from Samoa. This could be a yellow card. This is I think that's very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, I think it's very unfair as well. I think the Samoan player there just had a bit more wherewithal, and he held that ball.
Well, it's 7 against 6 now, so a little bit of an easy run in.
The only thing that Santiago Alvarez could have done here is he could have just shown and held his arms out. He wasn't holding the ball anymore at all. Look at that.
He's actually
couldn't have done that anymore. There we go. That's the tackle, and here's the incident.
And the Samoan player holding the ball against his chest.
And they've used the advantage and gone and scored. So gone into the lead, 12 points to 7, Argentina. And Tupou converts.
And that conversion could be very important if it is a low-scoring game. Here it is then, Celesele taking the little inside step. It's a 7 against 6 scenario. And they're back in the lead.
Lovely try from the big man.
So they'll have 6 on the field. One's
Let's go.
the Argentine. Yep, are down to the 6 men. Can they hold in? They've got to try and score a try. The ball's bouncing away of Samoa. They've got a chance here. Long wide pass to Tulolo. They know they've got an extra man, so they decide, let's take the short route.
Fine, he's the tackler. Advantage knock.
Might have been a bad call of theirs.
Well, there was a knock on there. They did come back. You know, sometimes you're too efficient and you come back, and they actually went back into the traffic that was trying to get across to cover them off. They should have, I think, had someone come back for that switch and then maybe flicked the wide ball and started to attack from there. But they came all the way straight back into the Argentinians who were trying to cover defend.
Crouch.
Lucas
Fine.
Algacer with a put in. This is a very important scrum for them. Of course, they've got big, strong men there, but he's caught in possession. Nowhere to go for Gusto Rival. How about this? That's what you call a real melee. Players, yeah, players there, players everywhere. Argentina now. Can they make something with their 6 players? Some good inside running, and well, no support unfortunately, but somehow or other they've got to try and hang in. There's the quick take. Samoans are spread across the field, and they'll be also competitive at breakdown, but they can't win that battle. Argentina have been really efficient at breakdown point. De La Fuente on the ball right now. Now the little kick through. This could be pinpoint, and so it is, but very well read defensively by Samoa. There's no Argentine players there, so it's incredibly good play there, but here they come. Samoa. Is this going to be a foot race? It is definitely going to be a foot race, but no longer. Players are sprawled all over the field, and it's Richie Archong in his debut who gets the try.
Yeah, wonderful piece of rugby, and Argentina just throwing absolutely everything at it. They lost the ball after a lovely kick ahead, but Richie Archong managed to evade the desperate last attempted a tackle from Lucas Alcacer, and Samoa run out. 3rd place finishes ahead of Argentina here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Sevens in Port Elizabeth.
And one perhaps ventures to say that it's also a very well-deserved effort, this of Samoa. They'll be pleased with the improvement they've shown in the last week, and a real fighting effort from them. There's their hero, Tupou, who had an exceptional tournament, and some more of the many tries that we've seen here at the Sevens at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. That was the last one from Sela. We've got here.
Absolutely magic. You know, it's so fantastic to have the Blitzboker in the final in their home tournament, but at the same time, this is a mouth-watering prospect because both of these sides have been very hard to beat when they've played. They've also given away a couple of small mistakes, and they'll be disappointed, so they want to prove themselves in this match.
Well, there were only about 7 or 8 points between them in the match that they played in this tournament, and Argentina are always up for the fight too. And they start pretty well there with plenty of men around the ball. Now it's turned over, Samoa. This is where this team can be dangerous. Will come the teams. Now there's no trophy to be played for in the 3rd and 4th place, but they're critical points that both teams will play for.
Show us the points table and all.
So the winning team gets 22 points for winning this competition. That's, of course, the cup competition. And then it works its way down to the very last team that gets a single point. And it's actually there we go. That's exactly what I was talking about. So the runners-up get 19, but third and fourth place are playing for 17 and 15 points respectively. And then it works its way all down. So 16 teams are all able to collect some other point or points. Bob, two mouth-watering matches. The Pacific neighbours. So those are the combinations. Then Ropina Lavasa captaining the Samoan team, and it's pretty much their strongest combination that they're putting out there, as are Argentina. Good to see that Nicolas Brozzoni is captaining the side, and he will be on the field. It looked like he sustained quite a heavy cut to the eyebrow in the last match. Look out as well for Cipossoni and Di Vincenzi, two big fellows that can certainly keep the Samoans busy. So Kelsey from Kempton Primary School will be our mascot, bringing out the ball. And a nice occasion for her. So the Fijians then are the plate winners, and this now, the next match, the second last game, is Samoa up against Argentina. The playoff for third place, so the top four teams for the next two matches will be on display. Samoa have, well, it's not a slender lead, but a close enough lead over Argentina historically. And the last time they met here in Port Elizabeth, of course, now, yesterday, Samoa lost 19-26 to Argentina. So Argentina will fancy their opportunities in this game, but we know that the Samoans have grown in stature as this competition has gone on, and they've actually provided some outstanding rugby, in particular against the Fijians, isn't it? Sevens is very much a ladies' game as it is a men's game, and of course the women's circuit on the ILB. There are 5 tournaments. Last week it was in Dubai, and then there's another 4 tournaments, including one in Sao Paulo, which of course is in Brazil, and which will host the Olympics in 2016, when rugby sevens in the men and women form will be happening there. So there's a little bit of a wait for the Argentine team to come. There's Nicolas Brozzoni, head bandaged after that knock that he took. And Kelsey runs out. What an occasion for her. She'll drop the ball on the mid spot and out.